Hi, 700 Club Canada viewers. The question today is our life has been in complete chaos for the last few years because of our 17-year-old son who has been smoking marijuana heavily. Things have gotten really bad to the point where I honestly don't feel safe with him when he's flipping out. There are so many holes in our walls from his outbursts that I've lost count. He's also started to verbally abuse our daughter, who's 14 years old. Please help. I am so incredibly sorry to hear what you and your family are going through, and I pray that you will have the courage to take some of the tough steps I'm going to recommend. There's a couple of issues that have to be addressed. First, and most importantly, is the safety of your family and especially your daughter. It sounds like things have escalated to the point where your son's behavior is becoming more out of control. Aside from her safety, you have to consider how your tumultuous home environment is affecting her well-being. So as painful as this can be, you may have no choice but to remove your son from your home, at least temporarily. And you may also want to consider some family counseling to ensure that there's healing for your family from the turmoil of your son's choices and to give you support as you walk the difficult path of tackling his problems. Now, another problem that has to be addressed is his use of marijuana. You don't indicate the extent of his usage, but I do wonder if it's a core issue that's escalating his mood dysregulation and out of control behavior. Many people buy into the myth that marijuana is harmless, but in actuality, it can be very addictive, and extensive use can have disastrous effects, from significant cognitive decline to an increase in reckless and life-threatening behavior to mental illness, even triggering psychotic breaks. Now, I'm not sure of the extent of your son's use, but he needs professional help to assess him and recommend treatment options. If he refuses to get professional help, then you seek help to get support for how to set boundaries, draw the line in the sand, and refuse to enable his bad behavior. In our fear for their well-being, we parents can sometimes interfere with the hard lessons that our kids need to learn to help them turn away from bad choices. One of the hardest things that parents sometimes have to do is watch their kids hit rock bottom. While it can feel like you're abandoning your son, you're actually doing the most loving thing to ensure that he's able to take responsibility for his own choices and that he grows through his mistakes and that he turns to the Lord. For parents who are Christ followers, this can be a time of intense faith building as you learn to release to God the care of your children. If you're able to focus on the truth that God loves your son more than you do, that he's sovereign and only allows into your son's life what he will use for his long-term good, and that he has promised to redeem everything for good, even his worst mistakes, when he turns back to God, then you can choose to hold on to hope.